A siren will sound and staff will direct you to the nearest exit. The fire exits should all be kept clear. Please take a look around and check where your nearest exit is. There's to be no glass items or outdoor footwear on poolside, and on leaving poolside, swimmers must dry off and wear appropriate dry clothing and footwear. Please keep stairways clear, do not sit on the stairs. So by attending this event, either as a participant, volunteer, team staff or spectator, you accept that any photographs, videos taken will not be used for illicit purposes, or that pictures and films produced will not be altered in any way or uploaded onto the web without the consent in writing of the person photographed or filmed. Spectators wishing to take images are requested to focus on their own family member as much as reasonably possible, and to avoid including other participants in the images, particularly if those images are being shared with family and friends or through social media platforms. Anyone, spectators, swimmers, coaches, team managers wishing to take photographs at this event should complete a photographic permission form and obtain an orange band. These can be obtained at the spectator entry desk at the top of the stairs at the back of the spectator sitting area. Just to remind all that there are to be no mobile phones or any devices capable of taking photography in the changing rooms, toilets or shower areas. So we will get started with session 2 just shortly. My name is Jackie Smith, and joining me this afternoon is Robert Taylor. We'll lead you through the afternoon's program. Introduce you to our senior officials. Our referees this afternoon are Robert Fleming and Fiona Sinnott. And our starters are Daniel Lawless and Ross Stewart. So we kick off this afternoon with a 400-meter freestyle.
First of 4 heats, just 3 go in the first one, all 12 at the end of the year. In 2 we have Fally White from East Kilbride. 3 is Charlotte Connor from Motherwell and Wishaw, and 4 is Sky Bailey from East Kilbride. So entry times here are just a little under the 6 minutes, 5:56.40 for Ali Charlotte, 5:52.80 and 5:54.30 for Sky. And that's the Motherwell lass, just with maybe about a body length advantage after that first 50. And she's kicking on pretty strongly down the first 100. GS Kilbride girls virtually stroke for stroke. Maybe Sky with the slight advantage over her teammate. She just thinks she'd second, but a strong start in the first 100 from Charlotte. Gone out in 1:18.86, so already has best part of 5-second advantage. 1:23.90, 1:24.37. So as you were, no change in that order, and the Motherwell swimmer looking pretty strong at this stage. Sky in pursuit. She's pulled away from her teammate. So virtually 5-second advantage after the first 100. It's probably a little bit more than that now, but not much more. In fact, it's pulled back a fraction. We'll see what the gap is at halfway. Still a healthy advantage that Charlotte has. But Sky's working pretty well. And may well just be closing a little bit here. Well, the gap maybe 3.5 meters. 2:48.91 at halfway. The gap just a fraction under 4 seconds now. So Sky really getting to work now, and that gap down to maybe 3 meters. And Charlotte will need to kick on again if she wants to ensure she's going to win this, because she's coming under a bit of pressure here. Coming up to 2:50. Probably less than 2 seconds now between the two. In fact, it's less than a second, 3:35.09. 3:35.71. Well, Charlotte has responded a wee bit, but two girls almost together. About 120 meters to go. And Sky comes up sides and possibly has just sneaked into the lead here. Well, Charlotte will have to try and respond now. She's led literally throughout. But the East Kilbride swimmer just gone just about half a second ahead. So we're pacing pretty close to their entry times. Probably a little bit under 5:50 here for Sky. She is certainly getting a little bit more out of it in the last 100. Just beginning to pull away. Only quite some way back on the other two girls. And it's a good second half. 5:02.51. She's got 4-second advantage now. Let's hope that she can get inside that 5:54.30. Certainly a very good, strong finish. Well, we've got a nice PB here for Sky, 5:42.67. Charlotte's going to be pretty on for 5:50-ish. 5:51.28. She also improves on her entry time. And Hallie White will be a wee bit over the 6-minute mark and completes. Oh, we just wait for the time to appear. Very soft touch. 6:03.93.
And we move on to Heat 2, Event 201. So in lane 1, Poppy Bigger, Kilmarnock. 2, Laurie Johnson, Ren 96. 3, Emma Birrell, City of Glasgow. 4, Paige Bennett, Cumbernauld. 5, Murren Ramsey, Inverclyde. And 6, Lucy Forbes, East Kilbride. So a mixture of 12, 13 and 14-year-olds here, with a range of times between 5:30 and 5:52. So you would expect on the basis of that to see the field start to split, but not so far. Pretty much all in touch with each other. Lane 4 turning first there. Paige Bennett in the yellow Cumbernauld cap. So the girls are coming down to the turn after 100 meters. And it is the yellow cap of Cumbernaulds, Paige Bennett, that will lead the field into the turn. So Paige entered on a time of 5:30, one of our fastest entrants. So you would expect to see her where she is, 1:17.22. So we are just a second and a half faster than we were in Heat 1 at this stage. So Paige continues to lead the field. Behind her we have Maureen Ramsey, Emma Birrell, Laurie Johnson and Poppy Bigger. Lucy Forbes just off the pace a little bit. She'll be looking to improve her entry time this afternoon. We've seen some fantastic drops in those over the course of this morning and indeed already in Heat 1. So the yellow cap of Cumbernaulds, Paige Bennett leading, but really coming up alongside her we see Emma Birrell, the 13-year-old from City of Glasgow. Ren 96, Laurie Johnson right there as well, as is Maureen Ramsey of Inverclyde and the Kilmarnock swimmer Poppy Bigger. So turning first there. Lane 3, the lead has changed, 2:42.85, but really nothing in it, 2:42.96 for our previous leader, Paige Bennett. So taking this on, going into the second half of the race, is the City of Glasgow swimmer, Emma Birrell. So Emma was also on a time of 5:30.20, so we would expect to see both Emma and Paige alongside each other, nothing to separate them with their entry time certainly. The City of Glasgow swimmer I think will turn first, maybe, no she didn't, the lead has gone back to the Cumbernauld swimmer, but there's really nothing between those two girls, with lane 2 in third place, Laurie Johnson, the 12-year-old from Ren 96. So Paige Bennett and Emma Birrell lead this race as we come up to the turn after 300 meters. And it's Paige Bennett who has a half a body length lead now going into the turn, ahead of City of Glasgow swimmer. Get that, 4:07.77 and 4:08.19. But having the better turn there, I think, was Emma Birrell. She's now regained the advantage just, with Laurie Johnson retaining her third place. They're swimming in lane 2. Top 3, I think, will come from lanes 2, 3 and 4. As the swimmers go down to the 3:50 mark. Still nothing between lanes 3 and 4. So we'll look at the times there. 4:48.64, 4:49.15. And then just about 2 seconds behind is the Ren 96 swimmer, Laurie Johnson. So Paige Bennett, Emma Birrell pushing each other all the way in this 400 meters this afternoon. Still pushing. Can we split them? Maybe Cumbernauld swimmer Paige has this slight advantage. This is all going to come down to the touch at the end here. Emma's pushing on, but it goes to the Cumbernauld swimmer in a time of 5:26.59. to Paige Bennett. Emma Burrell in second, 5:26.87. And the 12-year-old from Wren 96, Laurie Johnson, comes third in a time of 5:33.69. Good swim there, good race, girls.
This is heat 3, Eleanor Osborne in 1, East Kilbride, 2, Phoebe McLaughlin, Cumbernauld. 3 is Ella Craig, Wren 96, 4, Casey Chris, East Kilbride, teammate Rebecca Motion goes in 5, and 6, Beth Gillis, Hamilton Baths. 5:07.08 through to 5:29.10. So a few girls in this one. Middle lanes are virtually similar times, 5:07 and 5:08. Other girls in the 5:20 range. Their early leader at the moment, Phoebe McLaughlin from Cumbernauld. Certainly she's going pretty strongly down this first 100, as is the East Kilbride swimmer, Casey Crisp. Those two virtually stroke for stroke. Might just be Casey who's going to get the touch at the 100 mark. She does. 1:10.80, just ahead of 1:10.97 for Phoebe. Third place over in lane 6 is a Hamilton swimmer, Beth Gillis. Another three girls a wee bit further back now. Casey maybe just extending the advantage to about a body length. And certainly Casey's going much stronger than the rest of the field now. Now a couple of second advantage. Rest of the field with a lot to do to get back in terms here. Ella Craig in lane 3 is the fastest on entries. But, at the moment she's trying to get herself back into the mix here as we approach the halfway mark. 2:30.38. Three girls almost turned together. Ella Craig has come from 5th into 2nd place now. She's on the charge. But she's a long 4 seconds back on Casey here. Looking for a finish time, potentially somewhere around about 5:10. Well, Craig has certainly closed that gap down to 2.5 seconds, and she went out fairly slowly, but she's certainly making significant headway now, and the smart money would be on the end girl to take this as she closes in on Casey. Well, the gap was 4 seconds 100 metres ago. It's down to probably about a second or less. Well, it's half a second. All to play for. Can Casey come through and react to this challenge? Still little in it. Good contest for third place. Beth Gillis, Rebecca Motion contesting that one. But it's all to play for with 70 to go. Ella Craig on the shoulder of our long-time leader Casey Crisp. Still little in it. Casey still gamely trying to maintain the advantage here, and she's trying to find something down the final stretch. She's still got an advantage. It's less than half a second, but a good turn from both girls, and it's game on down the final stretch. Casey Crisp being challenged now by the range swimmer Ella Craig, who's gone past her and has timed this perfectly. Out very slowly in the first 100, but in the last 200 she's really got the bit between her teeth, and now goes clear by about 2 body lengths. Very strong finish here. Ella Craig takes that 5:08.24, virtually on her entry time as it was with Casey, 5:10.28. A super wee swim from Beth, 5:15.65. Also Rebecca, 5:17.38. Nicely inside their entry times by well over 10 seconds in the case of Beth.
And here we go, heat 4, the final heat of event 201. This is in lane 1, Emily Taylor, Lanark. 2, Emma Patterson, City of Glasgow, and her teammate Sarah McGuffey goes in lane 3. 4, Amy Rimmer, Bells Hill Sharks. 5, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld, and 6, Elsa Shand, East Kilbride. Looks like it's Emily Taylor who's going to turn first. She does indeed, 31.99. We saw Emily earlier on in the 1,500 metres this morning. So she's leading after 50 metres with Amy Rimmer in second, and behind her, and Sarah McGuffey in third. Long way to go for these girls as they come down to the turn at 100 metres, but it is still lane 1, Emily Taylor leading the field. The 13-year-old from Lanark entered on a time of 5:00.99. Smashed her entry time in the 1,500 metres. She's obviously looking to do so again this afternoon in this 400 metre. Sarah McGuffey turned second and Amy Rimmer third there. So Emily Taylor continues her lead. She'll turn just about now, doing so in a 1:44.90. And then it's Amy Rimmer and Sarah McGuffey. So our second and third place swimmers changing order at each end. But the Lanark swimmer continues the pace, coming down to the 200 metre mark, halfway. What can Sarah McGuffey, Amy Rimmer do about that? City of Glasgow's Emma Patterson isn't too far away either. It is Emily Taylor, Sarah McGuffey, Amy Rimmer, Emma Patterson coming right up on their heels, however. I think they're starting to close the gap on Emily now. Sarah McGuffey making inroads into that, as is Amy Rimmer. But it is still the Lanark swimmer leading this. Time 3:00:66 after 250 metres. But here comes Sarah McGuffey, Amy Rimmer. Emma's maybe just falling off the pace a little bit between our top three. Emily Taylor continues to lead, but she has to be aware of the challenge that's coming at her from lane 3, in particular, City of Glasgow's Sarah McGuffey. Sarah's really closed the gap, and then over the last 100 metres, Emily will turn first, but Sarah's right behind her. Really nothing to split those two girls at the turn. Amy Rimmer just sitting just under 2 seconds behind them. These are our top three after 300 metres, 2 lengths to go. Has Emily got the strength to keep Sarah at bay? I don't think so. Sarah looks like she's gaining the advantage. So Sarah McGuffey takes on the lead. Emily's trying to fight back. She's had that for the last 300 metres. She doesn't want to let that go. Sarah turns first, 4:15:39, 4:15:74 for Emily. So can Emily find something in those legs? She'll be tired after a 1,500 metre this morning. She needs to keep fighting as Sarah begins to move away from her. Finishing order here, I think, will almost certainly be City of Glasgow's Sarah McGuffey, Lanark's Emily Taylor in second, and Bells Hill Sharks' Amy Rimmer in third, as Sarah comes in to finish in a time of 4:49:63, just under her entry time. Emily Taylor 4:51:49. That's an improvement on her entry time, and Amy Rimmer in third place in a time of 4:55:38. East Kilbride's Ailsa Chan coming into the closing stages of her race. Some encouragement from her teammates over there on the far side. Comes in to finish. That completes Heat 4 and indeed Event 201 of this afternoon's programme. We now move on to Event 202, the Male and Open 11 to 14 400 metre freestyle with 4 heats.
So it's the boys now, 4 heats for them. 1, Jet Wilson, Cumbernauld. 2, Finlay McDermott, South Ayrshire. 3 is Cairn Martin, City Glasgow. 4, Carter Jones, Dumfries. 5, Ross Leslie, East Kilbride, and his teammate Murray Green is in 6. Times 5:30.7 to 5:51.60. So the 2 middle lanes hardly separate them at the moment. Kerr in 3, Carter in 4. Well, on the touch, I think it's just lane 3. Kerr Martin by about a second, 1:16.95, 1:17.74. Philip McDermott turning third, just ahead of Jet Wilson. So the two boys in the middle lane, still not very much between them as we get to the 150 mark. So still slight advantage for the City of Glasgow swimmer as we approach the halfway mark. He's got maybe about a body length advantage now. On paper he's 3.5 seconds faster than Carter. Carter's now pulled back up. And I think Kerr's just got the advantage again out the turn by about a second. Exactly a second. Much better turn from the City of Glasgow swimmer. Puts him well in pole position here. Trying to get back in the mix here, Ross Leslie from East Kilbride. Putting in a determined challenge to try and get into third place. He is certainly finishing pretty strongly in lane 5. All the action in the middle lanes here. Kerr Martin from Carter Jones. Carter back on the shoulder of the leader and has just gone ahead. Again, slightly better turn from Kerr. And certainly the turns are where Kerr Martin is getting that slight advantage. He is behind at the moment, coming to 300. There isn't a lot in it. And he goes back into lead by just over a second, and again a very, very efficient turn. Philip McDermott still looking good for third place. Well, Carter needs probably to get a good body length clear here because he's going to lose some distance when he gets through the turn again. Well, barely anything in it, 12 hundredths. Again, out the turn, it's a better turn from a City Glasgow swimmer. But between the ends of the pool, this is where Carter Jones is having to get to work, and certainly working very strongly indeed down the final stretch. There's very little in it. Kerr Martin in 3, Carter Jones in 4. Who's going to get this? Kerr and Carter. It's on the touch. Kerr Martin, I think, is just going to prevail and just gets that. 5:22.28, 5:22.70. Great race, lads. Good PBs from both of you. And a strong finish in lane 1 from Jet Wilson from Cumbernauld. A nice PB for him and also for Finlay. 5:38.77 and 5:39.86 respectively.
And this is Heat 2. In lane 1, Roman Jowett, Dumfries. 2, Charlie Lynn, Inverclyde. 3, Benjamin Young, North Ayrshire. 4, Nicky Kalamakis, City of Glasgow. 5, Ethan King, Ren 96. And 6, Zach Neeson, Lark Hall. So after the first 50 metres, it is lane 2, Charlie Lynn, the Inverclyde swimmer, who has taken on the lead. We see quite a spread out field. Let's have a look at the entry times here. They range from 5:19 through to 6:09. It's good to see our reserve swimmer getting the opportunity to swim this distance this afternoon, as Charlie Lynn continues 1:08.02. So we're significantly faster than the previous heat, which was 1:016 at this time. Lane 6 and lane 4 in behind him, Zach Neeson and Nicky Kalamakis in second and third place after 100 metres. But Charlie looks pretty strong out there in front of the field. Certainly going to turn first ahead of Lark Hall swimmer Zach Neeson. Nicky Kalamakis in third place there, just turning ahead of Ethan King. Not far behind them, we see Roman Jowett, the Dumfries swimmer. But it is Inverclyde's Charlie Lynn who has this as he goes into the turn at the halfway mark. 2:22.78. I'm sure he's looking to improve on his entry time. He certainly seems to be on target at the moment. Zach Neeson in second. Third place now goes to Ethan King of Ren 96. Nicky Kalamakis just dropped back a little bit, but he's clawing that back after the turn. So lanes 4 and 5, Ethan King and Nicky Kalamakis in third place. But our leader is turning now and heading back. 3:01.45. He's got some 11, just over 11 second lead ahead of Zach Neeson from Lark Hall. There's a difference in the entry time of some 5 seconds, but Charlie's really showing efficiency here in this 400 metres this afternoon for him. He's going to turn first. 300 metres completed. 3:39.60 for him. See what he can do to come in under the 5:22.20 that he entered on. Zach Neeson will turn second over there in lane 6. 3:53.95. And it is lane 5, 3:58.40. Ethan King firmly into third place. Nicky Kalamakis still trying to catch him to get himself back up in the placings in this race. Benjamin Young, one of the youngest swimmers in this, just 12 years of age, getting the swim as a reserve this afternoon. He's going to turn now in lane 3. And a 4:29 for him. But here comes Charlie. He's led this right from the beginning and has some 11, 12, 13 second lead for first place. Here he comes. Let's just watch the clock. We're looking for a sub 5:22 and he's got it. Look at that. 4:53.62. Smashed his entry time. Zach Neeson's now in the closing staging of his race, coming in over there in lane 6. 5:29 he entered on. He'll be looking to smash that this afternoon. Does so in a 5:15, and third place goes to lane 5, Ren 96, Ethan King, in a time of 5:18.34. Again, an improvement on his entry time. As in comes Roman Jowett, the Dumfries swimmer, with Benjamin Young just coming into the final 20 meters or so. Let's give him some encouragement to finish this race. So his entry time was 6:09. Let's watch the clock. Oh, he'll be chuffed with that. 5:56.95, sub 6 minutes for Benjamin Young from North Ayrshire. And we move on to Heat 3.
Third of the 4 heats, 1 Jack Hanley, Ren 96, 2 Alec Yakovidis, Inverclyde, 3 Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire, 4 Jack Keevahan, 5 Aaron Robertson, both Ren 96, and in 6 Archie Lawson from Stirling Swimming. Range of times 5:02.70 to 5:13.10. So target, I'm sure, for all these swimmers is to try and get under 5 minutes if they can. Cameron Miller, our early leader. The whole field separated by a couple of seconds after the first 50. So 3 swimmers almost in a line, lanes 3, 6 and 1. Cameron Miller, 1:10.46, 1:10.87 Archie Lawson, 1:11.23 Jack Handley. So still those 3 very much within about a second of one another. Lane 2, Alec Yakovidis a wee bit further back. He's a bit to do to try and get back in the mix of the 3 swimmers. Lane 1, just half a second in it between lanes 1, 3 and 6, Jack, Cameron and Archie. So the halfway mark, Jack Hanley now has opened up about a second gap over Cameron Miller. Archie Lawson dropping back into third with Alec Yakovidis and Jack Keevahan fair way back. So lane 1 still with advantage. Jack Hanley, Ren 96 from Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire, and Stirling Swimming's Archie Lawson. He's got a fair bit to do as Archie over on the far side. So that advantage now almost 2 seconds. Cameron has to try and stick with her leader here. Jack Hanley looks pretty strong down the penultimate 100. Well, the gap was 2 seconds just at the previous turn. It's about the same with 100 to go. Just over a second, just under a second now between the two. And Cameron certainly working hard to get back on terms here. Jack Hanley still with the advantage. Those two clear of Archie Lawson, who looks pretty comfortable for third now. All to play for. Cameron Miller now getting back on terms with Jack Hanley. Jack Hanley still with the advantage out the final turn. Well, there's barely half a second in it. But Jack Hanley still has work to do to hang on here. Cameron Miller trying to get back on terms here. Down to final 25. Hanley and Miller, a little between the two. The end swimmer just hanging on. Inside the final 10 metres. Jack Hanley, Cameron Miller. That's going to be the finish order. Jack Hanley's just hanging on at the death to take this. 4:55.73, 4:56.07. Great race, both here nicely under a 5-minute mark. And 5:03.89. Nice PB for Archie, improving by almost 10 seconds.
This is the final heats of event 202, heat 4, lane 1, Struan Henry, Dumfries, empty lane 2, 3, Daniel Lethen, Cumbernauld, 4, Yasin Hattab, Dumfries, 5, Finn MacDonald, East Kilbride, and 6, Gordon MacLeod, South Ayrshire. And it's the yellow cap of Daniel Lethen that we can see taking on the early lead here. 31.58 there at the turn. Second place probably is Struan Henry and Yasin Hattab. They'll know what each other are capable of, being training partners in Dumfries. Struan Henry, I think, has the advantage over Yasin at the moment. No, I beg your pardon, that's the other way around. Yasin has advantage over Struan at the moment. My apologies. 105.83 to Daniel there. From 5 seconds faster than the previous heat at this stage of the race. Yasin Hattab in second. Struan Henry in third. And we have Finn MacDonald and Gordon MacLeod over there in lanes 5 and 6, in behind our 3 leaders. Daniel Lethen looking very comfortable out there in front. As he turns 1:41, he has an advantage of just around 4 seconds over Yasin Hattab, with 3 seconds separating second and third place. Both Dumfries swimmers, Yasin Hattab and Struan Henry. Then having the advantage for fourth place would lie with Gordon MacLeod, with Finn MacDonald in behind him. Turning there at the halfway mark, the Cumbernauld swimmer in a time of 2:17.23, Daniel Letham. He's got 5-second advantage now, so he is moving away from Yasin Hattab. Struan Henry remains in third place and moved into fourth with just about a body length advantage is the South Ayrshire swimmer Gordon MacLeod. Not sure the order's really going to finish, although we have seen some upsets over the course of the day. But Daniel looks really comfortable. It's whether or not Yasin's got anything he can do to try and rein Daniel in. Daniel's holding Yasin at bay at the moment. So we're coming down to the 300-meter mark with 2 lengths to go after that. So Yasin's really got to start to make a move if he wants to catch Daniel. Certainly looks like he's trying. Daniel turning there in a 3:29. Let's have a look at that gap. So 4 seconds now. Yasin's picked up a little bit, closed that gap, but he's got a length and a half in which to close it further. So Struan Henry turns third, and the South Ayrshire swimmer Gordon MacLeod in fourth. I think we're probably looking at the 1, 2 and 3 already in the pool as Daniel Letham turns and heads for home. The 14-year-old from Cumbernauld has dominated this race right from the beginning. Yasin Hattab just can't do anything to close that gap between him and Daniel. He's certainly trying as they're coming into the final 25 meters. But Daniel just looks really comfortable out there in front. And this will go to Daniel. Daniel entered on a 4:42. Let's watch the clock, 4:38, so he'll be pleased with that improvement as Yasin comes in to finish in a 4:42. Struan Henry will finish in third place, entering on a 5:01. Watch the board for him, yeah, 4:58.27. He'll be pleased with that. South Ayrshire's Gordon MacLeod comes in to finish. And Finn MacDonald in the closing meter finishes there, which concludes Heat 4 and event 202. We now move on to 203, obviously. And it's the turn of our females, 11 to 14, 200-meter butterfly. We have 3 heats of this afternoon.
So the first of 3 heats, lane 2, Amelie Cousins from City Glasgow, 3 Ava Wilson, Ren 96, and in 4 Elizabeth Baldwin, City Glasgow. Well, just 3 heats in this one. 3:30.170, Amelie, Eva 3:25.69, and 3:30.10 for Elizabeth. Give you the medalists for the girls 400 free, 11, 12-year-olds, Laurie Johnson, Ren 96, Marin Ramsey, Inverclyde, Poppy Biggert, Kilmarnock, our 13-year-olds, Emily Taylor, Lanark, Megan Ferris, Cumbernauld. Ella Craig, round 96. 14-year-old Sarah McGuffey, City Glasgow. Amy Rimmer, Bellshill Sharks. Emma Patterson, City Glasgow. Well, our leaders, Elizabeth Baldwin, City Glasgow. Approaching the halfway mark. 1:30.44. Just 100 to go, girls, so keep at it. Little between the two girls in second and third, Emily Cousins and Ava Wilson. At the moment, Elizabeth Baldwin has got a healthy advantage over the other two girls. So roughly 60 metres to go for our leader, 65 for the other two girls. Potentially looking at a finish somewhere around about the 320 or maybe just inside 320 if we can get a nice strong finish from Elizabeth. Still very little between the other two girls, Eva and Amelie. .25 to go for our leader. Girls doing very well to get those arms fully over. Oh, nice sweet PB here. Inside 320. Well done. Good swim from Elizabeth. 3:18.65. Eva will get second. Just a wee bit over her entry time, I think. 3:29.74. And Amelie will just wait for her time. 3:32.14.
We move on to Heat 2, empty lane 1. Lane 2, Erin Hughes, City of Glasgow. 3, Poppy Bigger, Kilmarnock. Empty lane 4. And in lane 5 goes Molly Martin from City of Glasgow. So a 12-year-old in lane 3 there, with two 14-year-olds either side of her. So we're looking at entry times between 3:06 and 3:12. So going into the first turn, it is lane 3. Poppy Bigger, 40.45, 2/100ths of a second, splitting her in second place, Erin Hughes. So just turn away from the pool for a moment and give you the results for event 202. The boys 11 to 12 400 metre freestyle. Bronze medal goes to Benjamin Young, North Ayrshire. Silver, Murray Green, East Kilbride. And gold, Nikki Kalamakis, City of Glasgow. 13-year-old boys, bronze goes to Alex Jacovidis from Inverclyde. Silver, Cameron Miller in South Ayrshire. And gold, Jack Handley, Ren 96. So back in the pool, and at the 100 metre turn, it is lane 2. Erin Hughes, the City of Glasgow swimmer, who has taken on the lead. It's just over a second, just under a second, I beg your pardon, splitting her and the Kilmarnock swimmer Poppy Bigger. So back to some results just to finish these off. The 14-year-old boys 400 metre freestyle. In bronze medal position, Charlie Lynn in Inverclyde. Silver, Yasin Hattab, Dumfries. And gold goes to Daniel Lethen, Cumbernauld. Just a wee reminder to all swimmers, please collect your medals before you leave the venue today. So we'll have a look back at the pool, and it's still the City of Glasgow swimmer Erin Hughes leading this ahead of Poppy Bigger. Less than a second in it, however, between those two girls at the front of the field. Molly Martin swimming, looking to try and catch those girls, but increasingly looking like a big ask. So coming in now, this race will be taken but won by Erin Hughes, the 14-year-old from City of Glasgow, entered on a 3:08. Second place will go to Kilmarnock's Poppy Bigger, as Molly Martin comes into the closing stages of her race. Finishing there, that concludes Heat 2.
Well, we don't have a full house for this one either. Just the 5 goal, we have an empty lane in 4. 1 is Elimir Hamilton Bass, 2 Heidi Shaw, Ren 96. Rebecca Malling from Belsill Sharks goes in 3. Charlotte Shanks, her teammate, in 5. And Robin Maxwell from Dumfries goes in 6. Well, on paper, this should be a cakewalk now for Rebecca, with empty lane in 4. And yeah, it looks good at this early stage, but not maybe very good for Rebecca when she's got no one to push her on, but she's only got herself to race and the clock, I think. Well clear at this early stage and going very nicely indeed over in lane 6. Robin Maxwell going nicely. 13-year-old from Dumfries. And she looks pretty comfortable in second. But a strong start, 1:12.51. Let's hope Rebecca can keep this strong start going. Over on the far side, Robin Maxwell from Dumfries. Entry time of just over 3 minutes. Fingers crossed that she can get a little bit inside that. But just keep your eye on Rebecca. 1:12 at halfway.
So here's Rebecca Mallin. Has this race well and truly sewn up. She entered on a 2:36. Robin Maxwell over there in lane 6 will finish in second place, as in comes Rebecca, finishing her race in a 2:36.74. Robin Maxwell entered on a 3:00.10. She's coming in to finish in second place. 2:52.38 inside her entry time, and Ren 96 Heidi Shaw finishing in third place in a 2:58.62. In comes Charlotte Shanks, and Ellie Mayer comes in to finish her race this afternoon. As that concludes Heat 3, event 203 is completed, and we move on to the turn of the boys. Event 204, we have 2 heats. So, as I said, this is now event 204. It's the first heat of 2. We have 2 swimmers here, lane 2, Noah Graham, City of Glasgow, and his teammate, Callan Chesser, in lane 3 with an empty lane 4.
Just before Jackie goes any further, just don't think we brought you this, but there was a disqualification in the first heat of the girls 200 butterfly. Lane 4 disqualified for technical infraction in that very first heat.
And it's lane 3. Callan Chesser, the 14-year-old. Quite a big gap between the entry times, as you'll see from the start sheets. 2:47 for Callan, and Noah has a 3:13. So for this race, both of them, it will be about lowering those entry times. And we've some great successes with that today. So Callan comes in and he'll turn in a 1:17.93. So remember, he's looking to get sub 2:47. Noah's going to come in and turn now. Turning in a 1:36.33. But it's Callan who has the lead here. We would expect that, of course, as I've said, on the entry times, and we're looking at a 12-year-old in lane 2, 14-year-old in lane 3. So it's all about what they can do against their entry times. Really, both boys are swimming their own race here. Got to push themselves on to get sub those entry times. And Callan's turned for the last time and is heading for home. Very strong there in the middle of the pool. It's just about 25 meters still to go. Noah's turned. He's heading for home now. So keep that stroke going. Keep pulling themselves through the water as Callan comes into the closing stages of his race. Let's keep an eye on the clock. 2:54.20 for Callan. Noah's got half a length to go now. He's looking for a sub 3:13. Always difficult to push yourself on when you're on your own, as these two boys have pretty much done for the whole of the race. In comes Noah. Some good encouragement from the spectators stand here. And Noah finishes there in a time of 3:24.17.
Second heat, 1 is an empty lane. 2 with Jensen Basketer from City Glasgow. 3 Oliver McElwraith, Cumbernauld. 4 Samuel Ruff, City Glasgow. And 5 Max Clark, South Ayrshire. 2 middle lanes are almost separated by just about half a second. 2:34.30, 2:34.90. Other 2 boys in the low 2:40s. Our gold medalist in the 11 to 12-year-old butterfly, Poppy Bigger. Gold and silver in the 13-year-olds, Robin Maxwell, Ava Wilson. No other medalists from those ages are 1, 2, 3 and the 14-year-olds, Rebecca Marling, Bellshill Sharks, Heidi Shaw, N96, Charlotte Shanks from Bellshill Sharks. So the 2 boys in the middle lanes. A little between the 2. Oliver in 3, Samuel in 4. Marginal advantage for the Cumbernauld swimmer. He's got half a body length or so, just over a second. Slightly better turn from Oliver. But, coming back at him is Samuel now. Samuel virtually pulls up sides. 75 to go. Samuel Ruff in 4. Oliver McElwraith in 3. Longleaf back in 3rd place is Jensen in lane 2. So still Oliver hanging in here. Working very hard down that penultimate 50. So off the final turn. A 1/10 of a second in it. So a 9.9 of a second in it. And now Samuel gets to work down the final stretch. Just extends that advantage a little bit more. He's got a good body length clear. And Samuel Ruff, City Glasgow, looks as though he's going to take this by a few metres now. Pulling away from Oliver McElwraith from Cumbernauld. 3rd place is going to be Jensen Basketer. And no doubt about the winner. Nice timed race. Samuel Ruff, 2:31.61, 2:35.48. Good swims, lads. And Jensen will take 3rd. 2:46.77 with Max 4th in 2:50.61.
So we move on to event 205. This is a female 11 to 14 100 metre breaststroke. This is heat 1 of 7. In lane 1, Holly O'Reilly, Cumbernauld. We have an empty lane 2. 3, Millie Bell, Mulgine Bearsden. 4, Cara Anderson, Stranraer. 5, Carly Cairns, North Ayrshire, and 6, Florence Henderson, Stirling Swimming. I'll confirm the results for the event 204, the boys 11 to 12 200 metre butterfly. Gold medal goes to Noah Graham, City of Glasgow. 13-year-old boys, sorry, no award there. 14-year-old boys, bronze goes to Jensen Basketer, City of Glasgow. Silver, Oliver McElwraith, Cumbernauld, and gold, Samuel Roth, City of Glasgow. So back in the pool. And it's Cara Anderson, the Stranraer swimmer, who is leading the field. Coming through strongly in lane 2 there. Sorry, lane 1, Holly O'Reilly with the yellow cap of Cumbernauld. She may be in 3rd place at the moment, swimming well. Florence Henderson from Stirling Swimming. Milngavie Bears Dens, Millie Bell also coming through, but this race goes to the Stranraer swimmer, Cara Anderson, finishing there in a 1:36.25. 2nd place goes to lane 6 from Stirling Swimming, Florence Henderson, and 3rd place goes to lane 3, Millie Bell, Milngavie Bears Den.
Heat number 2, we have Lucy Forbes, East Kilbride in 1, Empty Lane in 2, 3, Olivia Veal Oristegu, Malone Wishaw, 4, Isabella Shanks, Belsill Sharks. 5 is Abby Grattan, Stranraer Stingrays, and teammate Alexandria Thompson in 6. 1:37.90 to 1:41 on the nose. That's the entry times, about 3.5 seconds cover the field. And going nicely in 5 now is the Stranraer swimmer, Abby Grattan. And 4 Isabella Shanks and Olivia Veal Oristegu, also well there. Alexandra Thompson also in the mix, so those 4 swimmers fairly well bunched. All to play for with about 25 to go. So Belsill swimmer coming through to challenge Abby Grattan, Isabella Shanks. Those 2 I think have the race between them. Abby still with the advantage in 5, Isabella in 4. That's going to be the 1-2. Who's going to get first though? Abby still with the advantage. Isabella finishing extremely strongly. Is she going to get the touch? Yes or not? 300s in it. Didn't quite manage to stretch those arms to get the touch. Abby just hanging on. 1:37.20, 1:37.23. And 3rd place, the other Stranraer swimmer, 1:39.34, Alexandra Thompson.
And this is Heat 3, Lane 1, Neve Shields, Hamilton Baths, and her teammate Ruby Hunter goes in Lane 2. 3, Erin Purden, Lanark. 4, Kayla Morrison, Stirling Swimming. 5, Lexi Crosby, Milngavie Bears Den. And 6, Lois Chisholm from Stirling Swimming. I think the advantage at the moment lies with lane 2, Ruby Hunter, the Hamilton Bath swimmer. Let's just keep an eye at what happens at the turn. Lane 5 swimming really well there. She may well get the turn. I think she's going to. She does. No, I beg your pardon, lane 3. Erin Purden, the Lanark swimmer. 44.02 in behind her. Lexi Crosby. There's really nothing to split. Lanes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 with about half a length to go. The advantage does lie with the Lanark swimmer, but they are coming back at her. She needs to just keep this going. 10 metres to go. Milngine Bearsden, Lexi Crosby really moving up into second place. But this is all going to be very tight, but this will go to the Lanark swimmer in lane 3. 1:32.53 for Erin Purden. Milngine Bearsden's Lexi Crosby in a time of 1:33.13. And Ruby Hunter, Hamilton Baths, finishing in third place in a 1:33.70.
Play level start in this one. Lane 1, Beth Gillis, Hamilton Baths. 2, Cannagrave, Bellshill Sharks. 3, Hannah McMillan, North Ayrshire. In 4, Lucy McKenna, Cumbernauld. In 5, we have the reserve, Sky Bailey from Kilbride. And 6, Ern Long, Ren 96. Times in this one range from 1:31.10 through to 1:31.86. So although Sky Bailey reserve is in at a 1:43, so on paper she should be well back on the rest of them. But our early leader in lane 1, just by about quarter of a second, is Beth Gillis. So down this final stretch, and lane 3 is coming through very strongly. Hannah McMillan to challenge. So Hannah McMillan putting a challenge to Beth Gillis, the Hamilton swimmer and the North Ayrshire swimmer have the race between them. Hannah McMillan coming through very strongly to challenge Beth Gillis inside the final few metres. Hannah McMillan, I think, might just get this one at the touch. Who's going to get it? Hannah just takes that from Beth. Lucy McKenna takes third. 1:31.96, 1:32.26 and 1:33.67. That was a great race. Another tight finish. Good to see that.
And this is Heat 5, Lane 1, Zara McNeil, Rotherglen, empty Lane 2. 3, Olivia Gavin, Milngine Bearsden. 4, Isla Russo, Renfrew Baths. 5, Ella Craig, Ren 96. And 6, Heidi Addison, Hamilton Baths. And it's lane 4, Isla Russo, the Renfrew Bath swimmer, who's going to take the field into the turn. Probably lane 6, Heidi Addison is in behind her. She is indeed, with Olivia Gavin in third place. So they've all turned, headed for home now. And it's the Renfrew Bath swimmer who continues to lead the field. Heidi Addison in second, but coming through fast is the Milngavin Bearsden, Olivia Gavin. Zara McNeil also swimming well, trying to get herself up into the placings here. But this race belongs to the Renfrew Bath swimmer, Isla Russo, led from the start and finishes there in a 1:26.30. Inside her entry time, she'll be pleased with that. Second place goes to Hamilton Bath's Heidi Addison in a time of 1:30.66, and third place goes to Lane 3's Olivia Gavin from Milngavin Bearsden in a 1:31.57.
So we have another empty lane in lane 1 in heat 6. So at 2 we have Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming. 3 Jessica Simpson, Hamilton Baths. 4 is Eva Gordon, City Glasgow. 5 Holly Hutchison, Hamilton Baths. And 6 Anna Wilson, Inverclyde. Well, it's all very tight at this early stage. Lane 5 maybe just shades it. Holly Hutchison from Hamilton Baths. There's not a lot in it here. Lanes 3 and 4 well there. Well, it's all very tight. Barely a second or so cover all 5 girls. Lane 3 now coming through. Jessica Simpson from Hamilton Baths. Eva Gordon. City Glasgow still well there. Carla Broadley, Stirling Swimming. Well, a lot to do to get back into the things here. Well, this looks good for the Hamilton lass, Jessica Simpson. Eva Gordon. That's going to be the 1-2. Third place may well be lane 5, Holly Hutchison. But no doubt about the winner. Jessica Simpson, Eva Gordon, and Hamilton take third as well with Holly Hutchison. Jessica Simpson's time just a wee bit slower than the previous one, 1:27.78, 1:28.45 and 1:30.56 for Holly.
Here we are, Heat 7, the final heat of event 205. And in lane 1, Anna Law, Hamilton Baths. 2, Elsa Chand, East Kilbride. 3, Lula Milne, City of Glasgow. And her teammate Emma Patterson swims in lane 4. 5, Sophie Haining, Bells Hill Sharks. And 6, Grace Lumsden, Scotia. So the girls go up to the turn. And it is lane 3, Lula Milne. On paper, right where she should be, entered on a time of 1:18. And then we're looking at 1:24, so this should be Lula's race, if she can match that entry time, and she's certainly showing us that she can do at the moment. So Lula Milne leads ahead of Sophie Haining, East Bells Hill Sharks. Emma Patterson in third place, but watch lane 1, Anna Law, Hamilton Baths. Also that's over Grace Lumsden, coming through really nicely over there in lane 6. She's now in second place, But this race belongs to the City of Glasgow's Lula Milne, finishing there in a 1:21.78. And a good race, second half of a race there for Grace Lumsden from Scotia, finishing 1:25.39. And in third place, Emma Patterson, City of Glasgow, in a 1:26.39.
So 7 heats for the boys. 1, Jamie McDonald, City Glasgow. Empty lane in 2, Local Croxford, City Glasgow. 3, Bruno Vignon, South Ayrshire Reserve Swimmer in lane 4. 5 is Oscar Little, City Glasgow. And 6 is Xander Bennett, Rutherglen. Well, Bruno is getting a swim as the reserve, making good use of it. 45.52, nice strong start from the South Ayrshire swimmer. Second place is Rocco Croxford, 12-year-old from City Glasgow. Bruno 13. Rest of the field, other than Xander Bennett, who's 11, are all 12-year-olds. And our reserve swimmer is going to take this one fairly comfortably. Bruno Vignon. Also going to post a nice entry. 1:43.60 was what he was entered in. And comes in 1:34.65. Well done, Bruno. 9 seconds or so PB. Rocco takes second, just inside his 1:42.80 and a 1:41.08. And third place, Jamie McDonald. Nice wee swim from him. 1:47 entry, 1:44.99.
And this is Heat 2, Lane 1, Benjamin Freestone, South Ayrshire. 2, Demir Oimac, Hamilton Baths. 3, Caleb Lamb, Cumbernauld. 4, Carl McQuaker, Kintyre. 5, Adam Reed, East Kilbride. And 6, Ben Hemmings from Stranraer. So we've got a mixture of 12 and 13-year-olds here. Entries ranging from 139 through to 142. So let's have a look and see who's going to go into the turn first. I'm going to call it as lane 4, Carl McQuaker. And indeed he does, 45.31. And right in behind him, Adam Reed. And then Demir Oimac. We'll see a 1, 2 and 3 at the turn. Kyle continues to have the advantage there in lane 4, but he needs to respond to the challenge coming from the East Kilbride swimmer, Adam Reed, there in lane 5. Adam's now moved into the lead. Can Kyle come back at him? So it's East Kilbride, Kintyre, Adam Reed, Kyle McQuaker are your 1 and 2 at the moment, with Cumbernaulds, Caleb Lamb in 3rd place. That will be the finishing order as the boys go into the wall there. 1:36.66 for Adam Reed, 1:37.52 for Kyle McQuaker, and 3rd place goes to lane 3, Caleb Lamb from Cumbernauld in a 1:38.41.
Heat 3, 1, Max Gray, Inverclyde. 2, Ethan Roddy, City Glasgow. 3, Samuel McEwen, Cumbernauld. 4, Zachary Pine, Inverclyde. 5, Adam Lyle, Helensburgh. 6, Ross Leslie, East Kilbride. 1:34.30 to 1:37.70, so 3.5 seconds roughly is the range of entry times. And going extremely strongly at this early stage in lane 3. Samuel McEwen, Cumbernauld, he is the fastest on entry time. And he's looking pretty smart down that first 50. 42.92, well clear of the rest of the field. And I'm Lyle from Helensburgh. That blue cap over there in 2nd place. Max Gray in 1, just in 3rd. Head of Ethan Roddy and Zachary Pine. With a Cumbernauld line. He's got this one pretty well wrapped up now with just 15 to go. 2nd place is going to be Adam Lyle from Helensburgh. 3rd looks like lane 1, Max Gray. So well done, Samuel. Takes that in a 1:29.97. Lane 5, 1:32.05, Adam Lyle. Nice improvement in his time as well. And Max Gray, 1:35.71, also inside his entry time, but great to see sub 1:30 in that 3rd heat.
Heat 4, lane 1, Roman Jowett, Dumfries. 2, Liam Hendry, North Ayrshire. 3, Luca Cittadini, Kingston. 4, Eli Crawford, Scotia. And 5, Jack Handley, Ren 96, with an empty lane 6. So looking at entry times around 1:30 through to 1:33. All closely bunched as the boys go up to the turn. Possibly lanes 3, lane 5. Let's just watch now. Lane 5 got that, 45.07, so that's the Ren 96, Jack Handley. But swimming really well in this second half of the race. Let's watch lane 1. The Dumfries swimmer, Roman Jowett. He's got himself ahead of the field. Over there in lane 5, Jack Handley, he's trying to respond to that. But at the moment, Roman has the advantage. He's continuing to hold that as we go into the far closing stages of this race. The race belongs to the Dumfries swimmer, Roman Jowett, finishing in a 1:32.51. Jack Handley in second place in a 1:34.41. And third place goes to the Scotia swimmer, Eli Crawford, in a 1:35.89.
So on to heat 5. Anne Robertson, ran 96 in 1. 2, Adam Khan, Mulgan Bears 10. Mohammed Khan, City Glasgow in 3. Nate Uppington, ran 96 4. Ethan Devlin, Lanark in 5. And Toby Wong, Renfrew Bass in 6. Adam Khan, M&B, already looks as though he's got this well wrapped up. Gone about 45 metres so far. And this is all done and dusted, I'm sure. Out the turn, 37.69, miles faster than anything else, almost 5 seconds ahead of the rest of the field, who are just vying for second place here. Ethan Devlin, Nate Uppington, and Mohammed Khan. But it's Adam Khan. Well clear now. Entry time for Adam, 1:28.50. Well, he's going to be pretty close to a low 120s. It's like a good 5-second PB ahead of us here. Well, almost 5-second improvement. Lane 5 and lane 3. Ethan Devlin from Lanark and Mohammed Khan, City Glasgow for the minor places, but a great swim for our winner Adam Khan. Girls 11-12 breaststroke medalists were Lexi Crosby, Mulgan Bears 10, Cara Anderson, Stranraer Stingrays, and dead heat for third, Abby Grattan, Stranraer, and Erin Long, round 96.
Move on to heat 6, empty lane 1. 2, Brodie Jardine, Dumfries. 3, Logan Mackenzie, Ren 96. 4, Oscar Wharton, Dumfries. 5, Charlie Lynn, Inverclyde. And 6, Nikki Tinch from Stirling Swimming. So pretty much as in a line as the boys goes down to the halfway mark. Difficult to see who just have the advantage. Turning first there, lane 4. Oscar Wharton from Dumfries, but really nothing between him and Logan Mackenzie. Then it was Nikki Tinch from Stirling Swimming in third place. Coming through nicely now, Brodie Jardine from Dumfries, who's leading the field. So he's beginning to move away a little bit from the rest of the swimmers, and this race will go to Brodie Jardine from Dumfries. He finishes there in a time of 1:21.38. Second place goes to Logan Mackenzie of Ren 96, 1:24.37. And third place goes to Charlie Lynn of Inverclyde in a time of 25-24.
Final heat. Once again, no one in lane 1. 2, we have Zach Neeson, Larkhall Avondale. 3, Max Clark, South Ayrshire. Teammate 10 and Baird goes in 4. 5, Nathan Zorrell, Dumfries. And 6, Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire. So Max Clark with the advantage at the moment. On paper, he's the only one under 120, 118.36. And looks like he's going to turn in the lead, 30.90. It's not, it's actually Zach Neeson, 30.90. And those two swimmers, Zach and Max, virtually together. Good contest with 25 to go. Trying to finish strongly in lane 5. Nathan Zorrell. And at the moment, advantage with Zach Neeson from Max Clark. Those two very much have the race between them. It's the Larkhall Avondale swimmer who's got this one. Well done to Zach. He just takes that. 221.08, 221.40 for Max, and Nathan 122.19. 13-year-old breaststroke medalist for the girls, Ailsa Chand, East Kilbride, Holly Hutchison, Hamilton Baths, and Heidi Addison, Hamilton Baths. 14-year-olds, Lula Milne, City Glasgow, Grace Lumsden, Scotia, and Isla Rousseau, Renfrew Baths. And she's up to date with the medalists so far. And we'll give you some more now. Boys 11, 12-year-old breaststroke, Adam Can, Milgan Bearsten, Max Gray, Inverclyde, Benjamin Freestone, South Ayrshire. 13-year-olds, Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire, Nikki Titch, Stirling Swimming, and Adam Lyle, Helensburgh. And our 40-year-olds, Zach Neeson, Larkhall Avondale, Brodie Jardine, Dumfries, Max Clark, South Ayrshire. We finish with the last two events of the afternoon. It's the girls 50 metres backstroke, 8 heats, followed by 7 for the boys.
So this is event 207, the female 11 to 14 50 metre backstroke. We have 8 heats for you this afternoon. Empty lane 2, lane 3, Sophia Wilson, Bells Hill Sharks. 4, Isla Chaynard, East Kilbride. And 5, Alba Wilson, Milngavie and Bears Den. And it's the Milngavie and Bears Den swimmer that has the advantage at the moment, I think. But they are coming back. Sophie Wilson, I can see the red cap beginning to move forward. Still the Milngavie and Bears Den swimmer, however, there in lane 5. She touches there in a time of 43 exactly, ahead of the Bells Hill Shark swimmer in a time of 44.02. With Isla Chaynard at East Kilbride finishing in a time of 45.45.
Heat 2. Elsa Morris, Hamilton Bass in 1. Annabella Doyle, Scotia 2. Isabel Lewin, City Glasgow. Nuala Hanna, South Ayrshire. Alexa Gregory, East Kilbride. And Kat Anderson, Stranraer Stingrays. Good start in lane 4. Going very well is Nuala Hanna. Coming through in lane 5. Alexa Gregory from East Kilbride. Very tight between those two girls. Lane 5 perhaps might just be shearing this. So I think Alexa that maybe just got the touch. No, very difficult from this end. She gets second, 43-11, winner of that one. Nuala from South Ayrshire, 42-91, and in lane 1, 45-37 is Nisha Morris from Hamilton.
And we move on to Heat 3, Lane 1, Sophie Miller, Kintyre. We have an empty Lane 2. 3, Amber Patterson, Stirling Swimming. 4, Rachel Keenan, Cumbernauld. 5, Charlotte Filio, Milngine Bearsten. And 6, Mary-Louise Carson from Kingston. It's Lane 3. Leading this, Amber Patterson from Stirling Swimming. This will be her race, I think. I'm running out of water to come back at her, and she takes this in a time of 39.51, entered in a 42.10. Second place goes to Cumbernaulds Rachel Keenan in a time of 41.47, and Mary-Louise Carson from Kingston takes third in a time of 43.15.
Heat 4, 1 to 6, Abby Brolas, Dumfries, Carla Cairns, North Ayrshire. 3, Charlotte Connor, Muller Wishaw. 4, Millie Bell, Milngine Bearsten, Callie Hare from Inverclyde. And 6, Charlotte Davison, South Ayrshire. Pretty strong start in Lane 1. Abby Brogues also well there, and 3 and 4, Charlotte Connor, Millie Bell. Down the final few metres here. And it looks like Abby's got this one quite comfortably in Lane 1. Lanes 4 and 3, I think are going to finish second and third. Lane 1 takes it from 3 and 4, or 4 and 3. 4 and 3 is the finish order, 38.85 for Abby. Millie, 40.65 and 40.86 for Charlotte.
And this is Heat 5, Lane 1, Ella Freeston, South Ayrshire. 2, Amelie Coulson, City of Glasgow. 3, Florence Henderson, Stirling Swimming. 4, Eliza Hanna, Hamilton Baths. And 5, Lucy McKenna, Cumbernauld with an empty Lane 6. Pretty challenging to see who has the advantage, but I think it lies with Lane 2, Amelie Coulson, City of Glasgow. Coming back at her though, Lane 5, Lucy McKenna, Ella Freeston. And that in fact goes to Ella, Lane 1. Good swim by her, the South Ayrshire swimmer, matched her entry time. The second place goes to Lane 5's Lucy McKenna, Cumbernauld in a 39.17. And third place goes to Amelie Coulson, City of Glasgow, 39.38.
Heat 6. Lexi Crosby, Mulgan Beersten, Ruby Hunter, Hamilton Bass, Eleanor Osborne, East Kilbride, Kayla Morrison, Stirling Swimming off well, Emily White, East Kilbride, and Elizabeth Baldwin, City of Glasgow. Oh, two middle lanes at the moment have the race between them, Eleanor Osborne, Kayla Morrison. That's now lane 4, Kayla Morrison from Stirling, just forging ahead. Eleanor Osborne is going to take second, I think. And third place, lane 6. That's the finish order. Kayla 37.26. Eleanor 37.32. Elizabeth Baldwin 38.30 in third place.
And this is Heat 7, Lane 1, Neve Shields, Hamilton Bath. 2, Hannah McMillan, North Ayrshire. 3, Louisa McNeish, South Ayrshire. 4, Iona Kellock, Dumfries. Empty lane 5. And lane 6, Lucy Slider, South Ayrshire. And it's lane 3. Louisa McNeish, the South Ayrshire swimmer, I think has the advantage, but we'll need to keep an eye on Lucy Slider over there in lane 6. Pretty close, I think. Going to get the touches. Lane 3, she does in a 36.15. So that's Louisa McNeish. Lane 1, Neve Shields, Hamilton Bath takes second in a 36.21. And South Ayrshire's Lucy Slider takes third in a 37 exactly.
Holly Walker, Cumbernauld, Ella McBride, Kingston, Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming, Amy Rimmer, Belsill, Suit High, Hazel Chew, Ren 96, and Olivia McGavin, Mulgan Beersten. So coming to the final stages, lanes 3 and 4, little between them, Carla Broadley, Amy Rimmer, that's how it finishes. Ella McBride finishes in third place.
So we move on to event 208, the male and open 11 to 14 50-meter backstroke. We have 7 heats, and this is heat 1. In lane 2, Manilovic Sharodi from Bales Hill Sharks. 2, Samuel Wartor, East Kilbride. 3, Alex Haldon, Renfrew Baths. And it's the Renfrew Baths swimmer, I think, has the advantage as they're about halfway down the pool, going into the second half of their race. And he is leading, Alex Haldon, leading ahead of Samuel Warhol and Manolovic Sharodi. I think that will be your finish order. Indeed it is. Lane 4 finishing in a time of 43.11 for Alex Heldon. Samuel Warhol 44.19 and Sharudi Manolovic in a time of 45.45. And we move on to Heat 2, Lane 1, Oscar Miller, East Kilbride, 2, Jamie McDonald, City of Glasgow, 3, Ben Haggerty, Kilmarnock, 4, Finn Tulloch, North Ayrshire, and 5, Murray Green, East Kilbride. And it's the North Ayrshire swimmer, the 11-year-old Finn Tulloch, who has taken the early lead here as the boys go into the second half of this 50-metre backstroke for them this afternoon. Possibly lane 2 has the advantage for second place. So whether or not Finn Tulloch can hang on to that, and he is going to, finishing there in a time of 41.58. Jamie McDonald takes second place in a 42.82, and Oscar Miller in a time of 43.18 takes third place. On to Heat 3, Lane 1, Max Gray, Inverclyde, 2, Richard Connor, Lark Hall, 3, Benjamin Freestone, South Ayrshire, 4, Jet Wilson, Cumbernauld, 5, Nico Croxford, City of Glasgow, with an empty lane 6. And again, it looks to me like it is lane 4, Jet Wilson, the Cumbernauld swimmer, leading this. Boys have got just about 5 metres to go now, and it will be the Cumbernauld swimmer who takes this, doing so in a time of 40.34. Nico Croxford takes second place, the City of Glasgow swimmer, in a time of 40.71, and South Ayrshire's Benjamin Freestone takes third in a time of 42.34. Heat 4, Lane 1, Daniel Waitman, Rutherglen, 2, Jude McEwen, Renfrew Bass, 3, Ethan King, Ren 96, 4, Oliver Buchan, Lark Hall, 5, Finlay McDermott, South Ayrshire, and his teammate Archie Love swims in lane 6. And I think it is Archie that has the advantage, possibly just ahead of the Lark Hall swimmer Oliver Buchan. But I think that's being evened out now as we go into the closing stages. Possibly the Lark Hall swimmer gets this. He does indeed in a time of 38.48. That goes to Oliver Buchan. Second place goes to Ethan King from Ren 96 in a time of 38.58. And third place goes to Archie Love, South Ayrshire, in a time of 39.25. Heat 5, Lane 1, Bruno Vignan, South Ayrshire. 2, Toby Wong, Renfrew Bass. 3, Adam Khan, Mulgain Bearsden. Empty lane 4, 5, Max Dambridge, South Ayrshire, and an empty lane 6. Lane 2, Toby Wong, the 12-year-old from Renfrew Bath. Looks like he has the slight advantage as the boys go down into the closing meters of their race this afternoon. I think it will be, I'll call this Toby Wong finishing first, Adam Khan in second, and third place goes to Max Stambridge. So the times for the boys, 36.89, 37.78 and 38.30 respectively. Heat 6, Lane 1, Zachary Pine Inverclyde. 2, Ben Gray, Dumfries. 3, Tyneham Baird, South Ayrshire. 4, Carter Jones, Dumfries. 5, Kyle McQuaker, Kintyre. And 6, Ben Hemmings, Stranraer. Fairly much in a line, but I think possibly lane 2, Ben Gray, the 14-year-old from Dumfries, has the advantage. Behind him, lane 5, lane 1. Lane 1 may take second place. No, he takes third. So that was the finishing order. Lane 2, Ben Gray, Dumfries in a 36.43. Kyle McQuaker from Kintyre in a 37.34. And lane 1, Zachary Pine takes third place in a 37.74. Wanting to give me that? Okay. And this is the final heat of event 208, lane 1, Lucas Cittadini, Kingston. 2, Aaron Graham, North Ayrshire. His teammate Liam Hendry goes in lane 3. Lane 4, Alex Jacovidis, Inverclyde. Lane 5, Nikki Tinch, Stirling Swimming. And lane 6, Joshua McCluskey, Kilmarnock. And it is lane 3, Liam Hendry, the 14-year-old from North Ayrshire, who will lead the field in. Ahead of lane 4's Alex Jacovidis from Inverclyde. And then third place goes to Lucas Cittadini from Kingston. Times for the boys, 33.13 for Liam Hendry, 34.30 for Alex Jacovidis, and a 35.19 for Lucas Cittadini. And we move on to the penultimate heat of this afternoon's programme. This is event 209, the female 11 to 14 200 metre IM. We have 6 heats for you this afternoon, and this is heat 1. We have an empty lane 1, lane 2, Abby Grattan, Stranraer, lane 3, Laurie Johnson, Ren 96, lane 4, Lexi Crosby, Mulgain Bearsden, and lane 5, Callie Hare from Inverclyde. Kalia is our youngest swimmer here in this event, just 11 years of age. So we've got entry times ranging from 3:04 through to 3:10. So the girls transitioned into the backstroke now, and it's lane 5 leading the Milngai and Bears Den swimmer Lexi Crosby. There, but look, coming through nicely after the turn there is lane 3, Laurie Johnson for N96. She has the advantage over the rest of the field. So it's Laurie Johnson, Kalia Hare, Lexi Crosby, and Abby Grattan. So we're coming down to the halfway mark. The girls will transition into breaststroke. So now the breaststroke can change the order. Let's see if that happens in this. Heat 1. It's a good turn there by Laurie Johnson and Kalia Hare, I beg your pardon. The Inverclyde swimmer coming up in between them. We've got Lexi Crosby. So just away from the pool for a moment, I'll confirm the results of event 208, the 11 to 12-year-old boys 50-meter backstroke. Bronze medal, Adam Khan, Milngai and Bears Den. Silver, Toby Wong, Renfrew Baths. And gold, Aaron Graham, North Ayrshire. 13-year-old boys, bronze medal goes to Kyle McQuaker, Kintyre. Silver, Nikki Tinch, Stirling Swimming. And gold, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde. 14-year-old boys, bronze, Ben Gray, Dumfries. Silver, Lucas Cittadini, Kingston. And gold, Liam Hendry, North Ayrshire. So back in the pool, and we're on the final length of this 4-length 200 IM. And it is lane 4. Lexi Crosby, who has come through and is leading the field ahead of Ren 96's Laurie Johnson. But Laurie is coming right back at Lexi. This is a battle down to the wire here. Can Lexi keep Laurie at bay? Laurie's continuing to move through the water. She's reining Lexi in. This is all down to the touch, and it goes to lane 3, Laurie Johnson, Ren 96, in a time of 3:03.74, ahead of Lexi Crosby, Milngai and Bears Den, in a time of 3:03.84, and it's Abby Grattan from Stranraer who takes 3rd place in a 3:07.99.
So the second heat now underway. Full house in this one. Ava Wilson, Ren 96 in 1. Murrin Ramsey, Inverclyde 2. Suit High Hazel Chew, Ren 96 in 3. Molly Martin, City Glasgow 4. Holly Hutchison from Hamilton Bass in 5. And Florence Henderson, Stirling Swimming, goes in 6. 2:57.90 to 3:04.10 are the entry times in this one. So that's the butterfly out the way. Now into backstroke. 38.69, 38.74. Very little between Murrin and Suit Hay. So at the moment, potentially 4 girls in the mix here. Lane 3, 2, 4 and 5. So the advantage with Ren swimmer, Suit High Hazel Chew, Molly Martin and Murrin Ramsey. I'm going to turn second, third, and fourth will be Holly Hutchison. So a key section of breaststroke where it can all change drastically here. So it's just beginning to tighten up a wee bit here. Holly Hutchinson coming through very strong in that breaststroke section. Molly Martin also putting in a challenge, and the three girls almost together. See how Hazel Chu being challenged now is Hamilton Swan, Holly Hutchison with the best breaststroke. In lane 2, on Ramsey not totally out of it. It's 5-4-3-2 with 2.5 seconds between all four. Everything to play for down the final stretch. And a freestyle section, it's Hazel Chu getting to work again. She's gone clear. Very tight for second place. It's still, I think, Holly Hutchison hanging on to second. And Sue Hu is going further and further away. She's going to take this. She finishes strong on the freestyle. Holly's going to get second, and third place, Murren Ramsey. 2:56.39 the finishing time for Sue, 2:58.44 for Holly, and 3:00.04 for Murren. All three girls improving on their entry times. Well done, ladies.
So we move on to Heat 3, Lane 1, Rebecca Motion, East Kilbride. 2, Erin Purden, Lanark. 3, Casey Crisp, East Kilbride. 4, Morven Getty, Milngavie and Bearsden. 5, Cara Gray, Bells Hill Sharks. And 6, Holly Walker, Cumbernauld. We're looking at Lane 4, Morven Getty, the Milngavie and Bearsden swimmer, to lead the field into the first turn. And the transition from fly into a backstroke. It is indeed lane 4, 36.49, ahead of Cara Gray and Rebecca Motion in lane 1. So that was your top three after the first turn. Girls come down now to the turn for the halfway mark. They will transition from backstroke into a breaststroke. Your top three are still Morven Getty, Cara Gray and Rebecca Motion. But Casey Crisp coming through and getting herself up alongside. She may well just have the advantage for third place there. No, just pipped there by the Bells Hill Shark swimmer. So, all to play for with the breaststroke. Let's see what happens and what these girls can do. They've got themselves pretty much into a line, our four leaders, lanes 1, 3, 4 and 5. Rebecca Motion, Casey Crisp, Morven Getty, Cara Gray. So it's all to play for these girls. Got 13 and 14-year-olds. They'll be chasing medals in those age groups. But now with the advantage back lane 3, I think, is Casey Crisp. It is indeed turning first ahead of Cara Gray and Morven Getty. So it's East Kilbride's Casey Crisp, entered on a 2:54.60. She's leading the field home. There is a battle going on for the second and third places, lanes 1, 4 and 5, all in the mix as we come into the closing stages of this Heat 3 this afternoon. But it will belong to Casey Crisp, finishing there in a 2:53.97, so inside her entry time. Second place goes to her teammate Rebecca Motion in a time of 2:56.55, And third place goes to the Milngau and Bearsden swimmer Morven Getty in a time of 2:57.04.
So the fourth heat has Ella Craig, round 96 in 1, Phoebe McLaughlin, Cumbernauld in 2, Josephine Paynton, City of Glasgow in 3, empty lane 4, 5 is Neil Shields from Hamilton Bass, and her teammate Heidi Addison goes in lane 6. Well, strong start in the back on the butterfly section. Phoebe McLaughlin from Cumbernauld out extremely strongly indeed. Let's see how this goes on backstroke. Some 3 seconds, massive advantage at this early stage. Josephine in second place. Niamh and Ella vying for third. And Josephine Paynton, I think, has come back a wee bit on our leader on the backstroke section. Gap probably down to about half a body length. It's probably about a second in it now. Josephine's had a good backstroke section and just over half a second in it. 1:19.85. Well, 5 seconds between first and fourth place. Let's see who can pull out a good breaststroke section. Certainly not much change so far. Niamh Shields trying to make some headway in lane, and Niamh Shields in lane 5. Phoebe's just holding him off yet as we're approaching the final turn. Ella Craig also with a wee bit to do. She's probably moved herself into third place, and she's had a pretty good breaststroke to claw that back to just over a second. She's got a strong finish as well, the end swimmer. And it's all to play for down the final stretch. Josephine Paynton trying to get on terms with her leader, Phoebe McLaughlin. Ella Craig finishing strongly as well. But the Cumbernauld swimmer comes under pressure here. It's very tight coming into the final few metres. Phoebe McLaughlin just hanging on. Josephine Paynton is going to get it. No, she's not. Great race, ladies. 2:51.51, Phoebe. That was a gutsy finish for you. 2:51.64. And Ella Craig finishes strongly to take third. 2:53.64. Well done, girls.
And we move on to Heat 5, the penultimate heat. In lane 1, Sophie Haining, Bales Hill Sharks. Her teammate Charlotte Shank swims in lane 2. 3, Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming. 4, Jessica Simpson, Hamilton Baths. 5, Heidi Shaw, Wren 96. And in lane 6, Anna Wilson from Inverclyde. So the girls going into the transition there, and it is lane 1, 33.97 for Sophie Haining, leading the field. They've transitioned into backstroke now. And Sophie has a couple of body lengths lead, I think, coming through nicely. Also in lane 3 there is the Sterling Swimming Cara Broadley. She's in second place. Closing the gap, I think, a little bit on Sophie Haining. So the girls will come up to the turn, transitioning into breaststroke. So all about your strengths in breaststroke on the next section. So Sophie Haining leads ahead of Cara Broadley. In turn, leading ahead of Charlotte Shanks and Jessica Simpson, with Heidi Shaw really not too far behind. So it is still Sophie Haining, Cara Broadley, Charlotte Shanks, your 1, 2 and 3. But this looks like it's all about to change. Look at Charlotte coming through now. I think she's gained second place advantage ahead of Cara Broadley. So can she rein in her teammate, Sophie Haining, on her right-hand side in lane 1. The girls all proceeding down to the final turn in this 200 IM for them. And from where I'm standing, it looks like Charlotte Shanks has used her breaststroke to her advantage, turning first there, 2:09.37, ahead of her teammate, 2:09.61 for Sophie Haining. And it is lane 4, Jessica Simpson, Hamilton Baths, taking third at the turn there. Cara Broadley trying to get back. The Ren 96 swimmer, Heidi Shaw, trying to get on par as well. But it is the Bells Hill Shark swimmer, Charlotte Shanks, who has this. Her teammate cannot catch her, and coming through really nicely over there in lane 4 is Jessica Simpson. So that goes to lane 2's Charlotte Shanks in a time of 2:46.79. Sophie Haining takes second place in a 2:48.10, and third place goes to Hamilton Bath's Jessica Simpson in a 2:48.56.
So our final heat, Emily Taylor, Lanark goes in 1. Robin Maxwell in 2 from Dumfries, the 2 30-year-olds in this one. Rebecca Malling from Belsill Sharks, the fastest on entry time in 3. Lula Milne, City Glasgow 4. Sarah McGuffey, City Glasgow 5. Isla Russo, Renfrew Bass in 6. Well, this will be an interesting one. I don't know how good Lula Milne is with her breaststroke. A strong start in lane 1 as well. Emily Taylor, a youngster from Lanark, who's had a good meet so far. Now Lula Milne in 4. Rebecca Malling in 3. But the advantage is still with Emily Taylor, the youngster from Lanark. Rebecca Malling coming through into second place. Lula Milne in third. Fourth is Robin Maxwell, and fifth Isla Russo. Well, a few useful breaststrokers, Isla Russo, Lula Milne, pretty useful. Emily Taylor not all that bad also on breaststroke, and this is where Lula Milne will fancy her chances to get in terms with Rebecca. She's beginning to close, so those two just beginning to ease clear of the rest of the field. Rebecca will be doing her best to stick with her. She needs to be pretty well on her shoulder out the turn to give her half a chance on the freestyle section. Lula Milne and Rebecca Marling almost together. Rebecca's had a really steady breaststroke. Third place is Emily in lane 1 out the turn. Well, there's barely a tenth in it, but a super turn from the Bellshill lass. She's gone clear and really getting the legs going like the clappers down the final stretch. Both girls hammering tongs down the final 25. Rebecca Marling, Lola Milne, both of them giving it everything down the final 15. It's a Bellshill swimmer who's just going to prevail here. Rebecca Marling, Lola Milne, great race, ladies, to finish off the IM. Rebecca takes that, Lola in second, and a really gutsy swim from outside lane. Emily Taylor, the 13-year-old, takes third. 2:36.06, 2:37.07, 2:40.28. Emily Taylor takes third.
And this is event 210. It's the final event of today's programme. Here in East Kilbride, it's the Malin Open 11 to 14, 200 metre IM. We have 6 heats for you this afternoon, and this is Heat 1. Lane 1, Adam Khan, Mulgain Bearsden. Lane 2, Carter Jones, Dumfries, and his teammate Ben Gray swims in lane 3. Lane 4, Adam Reid, East Kilbride. 5, Noah Graham, City of Glasgow, and his teammate Oscar Liddell swims in lane 6. And it's lane 1, Adam Khan leading after the first 50 metres ahead of Adam Reid and Oscar Liddell. So just turn away from the pool for a moment to confirm the results for event 207. The girls 11 to 12 50 metre backstroke. Bronze medal Amber Patterson, Stirling Swimming. Silver medal Hallie White, East Kilbride, and gold medal Abby Brolls, Dumfries. The 13-year-old girls, bronze medal Kayla Morrison, East Stirling Swimming. Silver Holly Walker, Cumbernauld, and gold Neve Shields, Hamilton. The 14-year-old girls, bronze Isla McBrien, Kingston. Silver Amy Rimmer, Bellshill Sharks, and gold Cara Broadley, Stirling Swimming. So let's go back to the pool now. And we have the East Kilbride swimmer, Adam Reid, leading the charge to try and catch lane 1's Adam Khan, the Mulgain Bearsden swimmer. But Adam has led from the beginning and has several metres lead from the rest of the field. So I think as we go up to the final turn, this will all be about the battle for second and third place. As Adam comes into the closing metres of his breaststroke, we'll transition into freestyle, and he turns now and heads for home. He's leading ahead of Adam Reid. And in behind him we have Noah Graham, the 12-year-old from City of Glasgow. And it is lane 3, Ben Gray in 4th place there. But Adam Khan comes down with just about half a length still to go. I don't think that he's going to be caught by Adam Reid, who is in 2nd place. 3rd place at the moment continues with Ben Gray from Dumfries, as Adam Khan comes in to finish his race in a 2:5:55.12. The East Kilbride swimmer Adam Reid in 2nd place in a 2:59.62, and 3rd place goes to Dumfries' Ben Gray in a time of 3:03.11.
Heat number 2, Joshua McCluskey, Kilmarnock in 1, 2, Nicky Forrest, Kalaskis, City Glasgow, teammate Ethan Roddy in 3, Roman Jewett from Dumfries in 4, Aaron Graham, North Ayrshire 5, with an empty lane in lane 6. (37-12), Joshua McCluskey by 100th from Aaron Graham. To the backstroke section now. Give you the girls 1, 2, 3 medalists for the 200 IM. The girls 11-12. Murn Ramsey, Inverclyde. Laura Johnston, Ren 96. Alexi Crosby, Mulgan Bearsden. Our 13-year-olds, Emily Taylor, Lanark. Robin Maxwell, Dumfries. Phoebe McLaughlin, Cumbernauld. And our 14-year-olds, Rebecca Malling, Belsilk Sharks, Lula Milne, City Glasgow, Ella Russo, Ren Frubas. Now lane 5 with about a metre advantage, 1:20.68. Lane 2, Nicky Forrest Kalamaskis, the 12-year-old, in second place. Either side, Ethan Roddy in 3, Joshua McCluskey in 1. Those 3 swimmers almost together, but they're letting Aaron get further and further away. The North Ayrshire swimmer has gone clear now. Gone a good 4 or 5 metres clear. Might just be Joshua who's slipped into second place. So swimmers from North Ayrshire and Kilmarnock. 1-2 here. Joshua McCluskey in second place, but he's still being challenged by Nicky Forrest Kalamaskis for that second. No doubt about who's going to take this. Aaron Graham's had a really stunning swim from lane 5. 2:56.2, the 12-year-old entry time. It's going to come nicely inside that on a 2:51.13. Very strong finish in lane 4. And Josh McCluskey takes second, 2:54.01. We'll wait for that to be confirmed. And just to inform you, disqualification in that last heat, lane 4 for a technical infraction. So lane 2, 2:55.41. Nicky Forrest Kalamaskis is promoted to third place.
So lane 3, sorry, I beg your pardon, start that again. Heat 3, lane 1, Nicky Tinch, Stirling Swimming. 2, Zachary Pine, Inverclyde. 3, Keir Martin, City of Glasgow. 4, Sebastian Stevenson, Milngavie and Bearsden. 5, Oscar Wharton, Dumfries. And 6, Samuel McEwen, Cumbernauld. Lane 2, I think, has the advantage here. Zachary Pine, the Inverclyde swimmer. No, it is lane 5 has that. I called that wrong. Oscar Wharton, the Dumfries swimmer, 36.01 ahead of Zachary Pine, and in turn ahead of Sebastian Stevenson as the boys have transitioned into the backstroke. Lane 5 having the advantage, Oscar Wharton, but it's a very small advantage. It's coming back right at him, Sebastian Stevenson and Zachary Pine. In fact, the Milngavie and Bearsden swimmers, Sebastian Stevenson now has the advantage as the boys come up to the turn to transition into the breaststroke. 1:20.98 there for Sebastian at the halfway mark. Good turn and using underwater work really well there in lane 5. Oscar Wharton, the Dumfries swimmer, and has used that to his advantage, moving ahead of the rest of the field. Possibly Sebastian still in second. No, I think that's wrong. Nikki Tinch from Stirling Swimming now has second place. But we'll need to keep an eye on Samuel McEwen over there on the far side in the yellow cap. He's also coming through very nicely to get himself up into the placings as the boys go into the final turn. So it's the Dumfries swimmer, Oscar Wharton, that will lead the field into that final turn. Turning now and heading for home, 2:10.27, entered on a 2:50.40. Can anybody catch him in this final section? There is open water between him and second place, which I think currently lies with Nikki Tinch from Stirling Swimming there in lane 1. Lane 6 battling back, Samuel McEwen. Coming through nicely also, Zachary Pine, the Inverclyde swimmer. Zachary now has the advantage for second place. But this race, after a good second half, Sebastian Stevenson, sorry, I beg your pardon, Oscar Wharton from Dumfries takes that in a 2:48.50, ahead of Zachary Pine of Inverclyde. Moves through the water really nicely in that latter half there. And in third place is Nikki Tinch from Stirling Swimming, 2:48.50, 2:51.40 and 2:52.73 respectively.
Heat number 4, 1, Lewis Sinclair from Rutherglen, 2, Logan McKenzie, Ren 96, 3, Struan Henry, Dumfries, 4, Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire, teammate Gordon McLeod, goes in 5, and we have a reserve from Stranraer Stingray, is Ben Hemmings, he's in lane number 6, so don't be surprised if he's a fair way back on the other lads' entry times in the low 2:40s, whereas Ben has an entry time just over 3 minutes. We'll wish him well. So a strong start in the middle lanes, 34.04 and 34.25. On to the backstroke section. Coming through nicely in lane 1 to try and get into the picture here. Lewis Sinclair from Rutherglen. But a good backstroke in lane 3 from Struan Henry from Dumfries. Pulling away quite significantly from Cameron Miller, South Ayrshire, who holds a reasonable second, but there's virtually 5 metres advantage at halfway. Right, hopefully some of them will be able to come back on the breaststroke. They'll need to. There's a 4 seconds gap already. But we can see in lane 4, Cameron Miller just beginning to close that gap down a little bit. The rest of the field not making much inroads. There's a South Ayrshire swimmer with a much better breaststroke. Struan Henry will just do his best to keep it all together. Sometimes you find that swimmers have got a good butterfly, good backstroke, good freestyle, but their breaststroke might be their weakest section, and I'm just going to keep working away, and that is the case in this one. Advantage now with Cameron. Can Struan come back in a freestyle? Well, he's certainly giving it everything. This is what you find, that some of these guys, their freestyle so much better than their breaststroke. And it needs to be, because we've got a race on our hands. Struan Henry, Cameron Miller. Struan Henry coming through very, very strongly. And I think he's just going to prevail at the end. Dumfries swimmer just nails that one. Great race, lads. 2:38.08, 2:38.25. And a strong finish in lane 2 to take third. Logan McKenzie, Ren 96. Great PBs there, and that's what you need. Two guys nip and tuck down the final 20 metres or so. Good race. A nice PB as well for Ben, inside the 3 minutes. Well done.
And here we go. This is Heat 5 of event 209, the penultimate heat of today's programme here in East Kilbride. Lane 1, Kieran Naismith, Bells Hill Sharks. 2, Finn McDonald, East Kilbride. 3, Oliver McElraith, Cumbernauld. 4, Archie Lawson, Stirling Swimming. 5, Callan Chesser, City of Glasgow. And 6, Alex Jacovides, Inverclyde. So the boys go into the first transition. I think we're looking at lane 3. No, beg your pardon, lane 4. Turning first there. Archie Lawson, this from Stirling Swimming. But coming out of that turn and transitioning into the backstroke, it is lane 3. Oliver McElraith, the Cumbernauld swimmer. I see that bright yellow cap there in the centre of the pool, with Archie Lawson in second place. Joint third at the moment, I think, are the boys lying in Kieran Naismith and Finn McDonald, lanes 1 and 2 respectively. And it is the Cumbernauld swimmer who leads the field into the halfway mark and transition into breaststroke. So Oliver McElraith leads this field ahead of Archie Lawson and Kieran Naismith in lane 1. Oliver's continuing to hold Archie to second place, but Archie is coming up right alongside him as the boys go into the final turn. Oliver still has the slight advantage there. Turning pretty simultaneously there. And into the final length. So this is a battle between Cumbernauld, Oliver McElraith, and Stirling Swimming, Archie Lawson. Oliver looks like he has the advantage. We're coming into the final 10 metres. Oliver's holding Archie. This is going to be Oliver's race. It's all about the clock now. 2:35.99. An improvement on his entry time. And Archie Lawson in second place in a 2:36.83. And third place goes to Bells Hill Sharks, Kieran Naismith, in a time of 2:45.52.
Our final heat of the day. Empty lane in 1, 2, Jensen Basketer, City Glasgow. 3, Yazin Hattab, Dumfries. 4, Daniel Letham, Cumbernauld. 5, Nathan Zorrell, Dumfries. 6, Nate Uppington, Ren 96. Now, on the butterfly, they're all pretty useful. The two boys in the middle lane, Yazin and Daniel, out very strongly indeed. Just about a second in it. So the advantage in lane 3. Yazin Hatab, only swimmer with an entry time sub 2:30. But on paper there's only a couple of seconds between lanes 2, 3 and 4. And Daniel Letham, Yazin Hatab, two fastest in the field, 1 and 2. There's the second and a half in it at the moment. Yazin now coming through to challenge. Breaststroke a little bit stronger here for the free swimmer. Daniel Letham will want to just hang on the coattails of Yazin here. Also coming through strongly in 5. Nathan Zoralt to get into the mix. And also lane 2, Jeskin Basketa. A very, very good breaststroke section has maybe won him the race. 1:56.69. He's got 2-second advantage over Daniel Letham, who really has to finish extremely strongly, as does Jensen Basketa. Yazin Hatab has this one pretty well wrapped up now. It's all about who's going to be second. Yazin Hatab is going to take the final heat. Second place will be Daniel Letham. And third place, Nathan Zorro, I think. Indeed is a 1, 2, 3 in heat 6. 2:29.38. Nice PB for Yazin, or almost a PB. 2:32.28 for Daniel and 2:32.86. All those times likely to be long course PBs for the guys. So that concludes the second session, our afternoon session on day 1. For those of you who have been with us on the live stream, thank you for being with us this afternoon and also this morning if you were. We're back here tomorrow, 9 o'clock start, so if you can join us, lines will be live around about 5:02. So from Jackie Smith and myself, Robert Taylor, thanks for joining us from West Districts.